This is a full breakdown of the proposed Washington Township Board of Education budget for fiscal year 2026 to 2027. We'll cover where every dollar goes, what it means for your property taxes, and when you can have your say. Washington Township's Board of Education is finalizing the school budget for the 2026 to 2027 year, but the agenda residents can see right now does not publish the total dollar amount or the tax levy. The tax levy is the portion of the budget paid through your property taxes. The board is voting on a formal requisition that tells the township to start collecting that money, even though the headline numbers haven't been made public in this document. By far the biggest slice of any school budget is people. This month alone, the board is acting on 69 personnel items, including hires, retirements, resignations, transfers, and stipends. In New Jersey districts, salaries usually eat up between 55 and 65% of total spending, so every staffing decision the board makes has a direct ripple effect on the bottom line. The board has placed a formal resolution on rising healthcare costs on its discussion agenda, and that's a significant signal. Employee health benefits across New Jersey school districts have been climbing at double-digit annual rates, and they are now one of the biggest non-salary costs the district has to absorb. Expect this pressure to shape the next several budget cycles. Special education and related services typically account for 15 to 20% of a district's budget, and most of it is non-discretionary because it's driven by student IEPs and federal mandates. The board is approving contracts with at least 18 outside providers, including nursing agencies, counseling and psychiatry services, and bilingual evaluators. A new out-of-district tuition placement is also being approved this month. Getting students to school, especially those in out-of-district placements, is another significant cost line. The board is approving transportation routes through Gloucester County Special Services, hiring substitute bus drivers, and authorizing the motor vehicle abstract program that keeps driver records current. Transportation costs scale with the number of students placed outside the district. Beyond salaries and mandates, the budget funds the programs families actually experience. The board is approving the SAT review program, summer credit completion, summer reading specialists, extended school year for special education students, preschool instructional coaches, and online personal financial literacy instruction that meets New Jersey's graduation requirement. The high school athletic calendar is also being locked in for fall, winter, and spring. On the cost control side, the board is approving participation in 6 cooperative purchasing programs. These co-ops let the district buy supplies, technology, and services at pre-negotiated bulk prices instead of bidding everything individually. The trade-off is that more spending flows through statewide consortiums and less goes to local vendors, which has real implications for the township's small business community. Here's the honest answer on what this means for your tax bill. The specific dollar impact on the average Washington Township homeowner has not been published in the documents reviewed. School taxes are typically the largest single line on your property tax bill. Once the levy figure becomes public, you can estimate your share by dividing the total levy by the township's total assessed value and multiplying by your home's assessment. The most notable tension on this agenda is the formal resolution on rising healthcare costs, which suggests the board is bracing for sustained pressure on benefits spending. On top of that, a new special education tuition placement is being approved, and these placements can run from $30,000 to over $100,000 per student annually. Account transfers on the agenda also point to mid-year reallocations between categories. Here's the timeline residents need to know. On May 26, the board votes on the resolution for requisition for taxes, which is the formal step that triggers tax collection. The new fiscal year begins July 1st, when contracts and programs take effect. And if you want to shape the next budget, preliminary discussions for the 2027 to 2028 cycle typically begin in January of 2027. Residents have 2 chances to speak at the May 26 regular session, with open to the public segments near the start and end of the meeting. Speaker limits are typically 3 to 5 minutes. You can also email the board through the Washington Township Public Schools website, and written comments submitted before the meeting are distributed to all members. Even after adoption, your voice still shapes account transfers, new contracts, and the next budget cycle. That's the full budget breakdown. The complete written deep dive is available free at New Jersey Washington Town GTL, substack.com. Subscribe so you never miss an update. And if you find this useful, a small donation at ko-fi.com/govthroline helps keep this reporting free and independent.